Good morning to all. Can you all hear me? Students, can you all hear me?
Yes, madam.
Okay. In yesterday, we were discussed about some about some practical question in the class. Practical guide number 2. In this practical guide, we already discussed about 15 questions. We have some more questions to cover in this session. So I think, yeah, we already discussed 15 questions. Let's start from question number 16. Uh, can you all see my Android Studio? Students?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so in this case, question number 16 is you need to open activity underscore main file, that means main file, and change the value of the layout with attributes of a text view into match parent, and view design view of the interface, and then uh, you need to see the output. Okay, so in this case, I already opened those files. So the activity.main XML is available under this Java folder. You can see under this value folder, you can open a string.xml file. Under this layout folder, you can find this activity.main XML file. Under this Java file, com.example designing interface, you can find main.activity Java file. Okay, so first you need to change the layout view. To change the layout view, we need to move into the text view. First we can move to this text view. In this text view, you can see the XML code. So in this XML code, you can see the layout width and the height. So this is the way we can define the layout width and the layout height. So these are the default wrap content is the default width, and the wrap width and the height. So we, in this question, we need to change this height and width, both height and width, into match parent. Let's see. Let's see the change. Before that, let's run this one first. You can run this one. Oh, again, previous one. Wait. You need to clean this first. Let's wait until this component is running. Still this component is running. Let's wait few minutes. Okay, you can clean the project first. Then you can run the program. I'm going to select this one. It takes time until it's running. So when consider about this layout, we can adjust layout height as well as layout width according to our preference. The default one is wrap content, but we can change it into the match parent or any other width layout according to your preference. Let's discuss about layout height and the width in our lecture. Okay, you can see this is the output, username, then the user text, edit text, like that means text field with a label. So this is the output. Now I'm going to change this. Yeah, this is the output. Keep in mind. Please remember this output. I'm going to change this wrap content into match parent. Just copy and paste. You need to change the text view. Change this into the match parent. Then again you can run this. You can see now username is in this side. So this is according to our layout. In our layout, we change wrap content into mesh parent. So that is the difference which occurred with this two height and width. Okay. Let's again change this into wrap content. Then question number 18 is change the value of layout width again into wrap content and layout height into the wrap content. We already did this. Then find how each control and the widgets has arranged in the interface. Position them by dragging and drop. I think you have some, this is again interface is changed into the wrap content layout. So you can change the position of the text field and text view according to your preference like this. You can change the position of the fields or widgets components according to your preference. Okay. So the next one is to try these things. Then we are going to add a button to the button for your project. Okay, so you can choose a button from design view and you can add a button to the XML file. So I'm going to add a button. You can see buttons. This is the palette. Under this palette, you can find this button. I'm going to take this. There are so many types of button as a checkbox, radio, group, radio button, toggle button, and the image button, and so on. I'm going to get this button type and I'm adding to the this button into the layout. Then you can see at that time it's automatically created in a button text code in text view in text text mode. So you can see in this button there is a ID for this button and the layout width and the layout height, and this is the text available in the button. You can see this is the button is the text. If you need to change this one as name or send, you can type it in this place. So these are other components about this button. So you can see there is a error. This is the same error. To avoid this error, you can just click on this infer concentrate. Okay, so now you can see it's disappeared. Error is disappeared. Okay. we already add the button to our program. Then you can see the next one is this is the button. Next you need to create a variable, that means a string variable called as a button send, and you need to assign the value as submit to this button. Okay, so when we are adding a string variable, what is the file we use? What is the file we use to insert or add string variable into your project? Still only 13 student. I don't know why. Any issue? අද ඔයාලගේ attendance අඩුයි මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවද attendance අඩු වෙන්න? Only 13 students no? I think more than 50 students are registered for this course.
Madam, සමහර අයට power cut.
Power cut එක නිසා හරි, it's okay. හරි. So අපි මොකද්ද මේ string variable එකක් add කරද්දී use කරන file එක? Can someone answer my question? What is the file we use to add the string variables into your project? Not a component, Buddha. We can add a button to the project by using the button, but we need to define a string variables. We define this string variables in string.xml. If you need to insert or if you need to declare a string variable within your project, you can directly refer this string.xml file. So first I'm going to create a string variable inside this string.xml file. According to your practical guide, you need to create a string variable as button send. This is the name of the button or a string variable. So we can define a variable like this. Then the second step is you need to assign the values as submit. Okay, you can assign value. Assigning can be done in this place. So you can assign value as submit. So now we already created a variable as button send with the value submit. Okay. As a next step, we are going to add this submit value to this button. We need to assign submit value to this send button. I already renamed it as send. So I need to assign this submit value to this button. That means you need to appear submit in this button. Okay. So to achieve this target, you can just change this value as string button send. Button send is the variable like this. Then okay. Now let's see. Now the value will submit. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙමයි. අපි දැන් ඉස්සෙල්ලම කරන්නේ අපිට අද ඕන කරන variable එකක් create කරන්න. අපිට ඕන string variable එකක් අපි string variable එකක් create කරනවා button send කියලා. හරිද? එතකොට අපි මේ declare කරන variable එකට අපි submit කියන value එක send කරනවා. දැන් අපි already string variable එකක් create කරගෙන තිනවා. අන්න ඒ create කරපු string variable එකට අපි submit කියන value එක assign කරලා තිනවා. අපි ඊට පස්සේ කරන්නේ design view එකට ගිහිලා button එකක් design එකට add කරගන්නවා. එතකොට දැන් අපිට ඕනි මේ button එකේ appear වෙන්න submit කියන value එක. එතකොට දැන් අපි already created කරගත්ත variable එකක් තියෙනවනේ. අපි කරන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතනට මෙන්න මේ text activity.mxl xml එකට ගිහිල්ලා අපි කරන්නේ අදාළ බටන් එකේ ටෙස්ට් එක වෙනුවට මෙන්න මේ variable එක assign කරනවා. දැන් එතකොට අපිට මෙන්න මේ බටන් එක run වෙද්දි පේන්නේ අපේ මේ button send කියන variable එකේ value එක. අපි මේක වෙනස් කරොත් cancel කියලා can or cancel or any word cancel කියලා ඔයාලට පේනවා මේක change වෙනවා can කියලා. හරිද? එතකොට අපි මෙන්න මේ button එකට value එකක් assign කරන procedure එක කරලා තියෙන්නේ variable එක true. Okay? Let's take this again as submit. Okay? Like this you can create the button. Okay? Let's run this first. You can see this is the button. Okay, now there are 3 components available in our project: username, just like a text label, then edit text with means text area or a text field, then a button, so submit button. So there are 3 components available in our user interface or a UI. Okay. We already completed question number 3. If you have any error, just click on this infer constraint. Okay, don't worry about the errors. Then let's move into the next one. Check out the graphical user interface. Drag and position the button under the edit text widgets. Okay, then you can change the size and the text of the button. So if you need to change the text size, that means this size of this text, you can use this Android text size characteristics. Okay, then if you need to change this text into the bold color, you can use text style. Okay, then let's do this together. This is under the button group. Let's add these 2 features into our button. Android text field 20 sp, just copy and paste. Then the next one is Android text styled as bold. Okay, then you can run this again. We already added 2 features as the text size and the text style. You can see now the appearance of the button is changed from the previous one. Now already this one bold with the size 20 sp. Okay, likewise we can change the attributes available in the button according to your preference. You can change any button component, that means any button characteristics and the components available in the button according to your preference. Okay, okay, you can enter any recording for this one as a Colombo, not the username, no, Kasum, like this. You can enter any name for this text field. That is the question number 23. Then you need to change the text color. Now we already discussed about 3 attributes: text size, text style. So text size is to change the size of the text. Text style is to change the size, that means style of your text as a bold, italic or anything. Then the next one is we are going to change the text color. In this case, it's changed the text color in the attribute of text view. Text view means it's just like a label, this one. We are going to change the color of this text view. Okay, this is known as a text view. This is known as a edit text, and this one as a sub button. So now we are going to change the text color of this text view. So the attribute is Android text color. Just take this one. We are going to change the text color. Just type Android, then text color. You can see suggestions. Then let's provide this value 0009. This is the value of the color code. So this is the color. You can see this is this username now in blue color. Let's run and check. You can see username is in black, sorry, blue color. We already discussed about three attributes or three characteristics available with the widgets component. First one is text color, then the text size, as well as text styles. Okay, keep those things in mind. I'm going to ask those things in your final examination. Okay, then the question number 24. So this is here's how your complete programs look like. This is the complete program. Execute the project and see the output. We already did this one. Next, we are going to add the image for our interface. So if you need to add an image for your interface, let's see how we can do this. So images are available under this drawable folder. This is available in under this one. You can see, wait. If I just close these things, let's move to the project view. It's very easy. Then under the app, under the create category, you can see SRC. Under the main category, press folder. You can see under this min map HDPI, you can see there are two PNGs. You can input any PNGs into this folder according to your preference. You can just visit your folder in C drive. I think then the user is Android Studio project. Then this is the folder. Under this one, app, under SRC, this one, under RSC folder, you can see you can add any background image into this folder and you can run it. I just taking this one, this PNG or this PNG. Yeah, I can take this one for your reference. So now we are going to add background image to our interface. So this is available under this one. You can add Android background attributes for your layout. So in this activity.xml, you can see this is the layout. Layout is start from this and this is the closing of this layout. These are the available widgets components in this layout. There are 3 components as text view, edit view, and the button. Now we are going to change the background image. So we need to add background image to the layout. So let's add it into this position. Android, then background. This background image is available in drawable. I take this one. So you can see now I'm already added a background image to my interface. This is the background image. Let's run and see. Okay, then let's run this program again. As not run, before that we need to rebuild it. Okay, now you can run the program and see the output. Let's run this. There are some issues. Let's choose another virtual device. Put on automatically detect the ADB file. Some emulator functionality will not work in until customer the APD is added. This can be done. Okay, it's very difficult to run Android application in my laptop also. There are some issues. Okay, we already completed up to this point. That means question number 29. There are some questions. Let's try to do this. Okay, until it load in, let's move into our lecture note. In lecture 2, we already discussed about SDK development. That means SDK, not SDK, design consideration in considerations in Android application development. Then about virtual device manager. Then the SDK manager. Then about Android manifest, as well as some terminologies associated with Android development, and also project overviews. That means Android Studio overview. Okay. So today we have to discuss about how to create an app for the selecting highest number. So this is the task. You need to create an application to select the highest number. That means, as an example, let's take we are provided with 2 values as 35 and 25. We need to create a application to find what is the highest number. Okay. So in this case, this scenario can be done in several ways according to your preference. In my case, in this select number game, this is just like a small game. So in this game, first we need to show the two numbers for the user. Then we need to provide a chance to choose the highest number. So then we need to evaluate that the user input is correct or incorrect. Then we can give the points for each correct answer. So in this case, mainly it's need to create an app to select the highest number from the given two numbers. Okay. To develop this application, this small game or this small application, we need to have some idea about how to handle in the events, how to add the different widgets components into our project, and how to direct into the another page. Likewise, we need to have some idea about many things for developing this small game. Okay, I think start this. Okay, so first let's discuss about these events. In last session also, also we discussed about these events. Events means user action. That means action occur when a user interact with the applications. Event, simply this event is a user action. As an example, let's take an interface like this, and you can see this is the text we wrote a label, and there is a button as submit. User can input any word into this text field. That means edit text component, and user can submit this one. So the submit is also a event, and typing is also a event. Okay, so the event, all the user actions are known as the event. Okay, so this can be a user that means this event can be a click event or a key pressing or time expiring, any events. There are so many types of events: mouse clicking, then button clicking, then typing, touching, and then time expiring, any event. Okay, so again, there is an error, we need to fix that. I fix this, and yeah, I will fix this later. Before that, let's discuss about our lecture note. In this case, you can see we already discussed about this event. Any user action is known as an event. Event can be a mouse click or a typing, then the key press or time expiring, anything. So when we consider about this event, there are some projects or an application or a program with the event driven, that means in event driven project. Okay, so in this case, event-driven project means the event-driven programming means overall execution of the program is dictated by the user event. Such kind of events are known as, such kind of programs are known as the user-driven program. So the all the execution of your program is dictated by the user event. That means any user event. User event can be any action. So all the programs are based on this user event. So such kind of programs are known as event-driven programming. So if you need to respond for the event, you must write a program to handle this kind of events. As an example, if you are going to write a button click event, you need to write a method for handle this event. Okay, so these events are available under the listener methods, and you need to attach those methods into your GUI widgets. As an example, so we are going to write event or action for this button, and you need to attach this for this GUI component. Okay, so this is very important. To respond any events, you need to write a method to handle this event, and you need to attach this method into relevant GUI widgets. Okay, then the next one is interacting with the widgets. Let's discuss about how to interact with these widgets. In this case, you can see every widget is provided with a unique ID property value. Okay, so in this design view, there are two views now, text view and the design in view. In the design in view, every widgets are provided with the ID. You can find IDs for every widgets. You can see this is the ID of this text view, this one. Let's find the ID of the button. You can see this is the ID of the button. So every components available in this widgets are consist with unique ID value. Okay, so to interact with this event or interact with this widgets, we need to have some idea about the ID value of each and every widget. Okay, so in this case, as an example, let's take a button. Wait, Putta. So we can write a button click. So this is an example. I think you have some idea about Java. So this is a Java method which defined to handle this button click event. On this in this method, you can see this is the method name, public void. This is the access modifier, and this is the return type. This is the method name, button click. So there is one argument as a view. This is the variable name. This is the data type. So in this case, it's created a button as left button. You can see in this interface, this is the left button. In this case, you need to find the view by ID. So this is the ID value, and in this button, the text appear is you click me. So this is you click me. So this is the text appear in this button. Okay, so I think you have some doubt about this find view by ID. So using this method, we can access its view object. As an example, let's take two interface like this. Let's take two interface. This is the button. This is left button, and you click me, and so using this find view by ID method can access its view object. So when we are clicking on this, what is the view object? You need to define what is the view object. So to define this view object, we need the ID of this view object. So this ID is included in this as a parameter for this method. So this button is direct for this find view by ID by using this ID. So this is the ID you need to direct. So when you are clicking on this, it's automatically direct for this ID. So button or any component with this ID. So that is can be catched by using this find view by ID method. Okay. Then the next one about displaying toast. So toasts are the pop-up message that appear within a short time period. So this is very useful for displaying some updates in response to the event. When we are dealing with the events, this toast is very important. This is a pop-up message that appears in a short time and then disappear this message. So keep in mind, you should not use this type of toast for the displaying very important information. So this toast can be this toast is can be code by using this code toast.make text. This you are correct. This is the length of the code. Okay, sorry, length of the toast. So you can define the length of this toast by using toast.length long. Long means the data types. Short also a data type. So you can define the length of the toast by using these two attributes. That means you can call these two methods. You can call this method to find the length of this toast. Okay. So this is the method toast make text. This means this always refers to the current object in a method. That means current object in this method, and this is the displaying message. You are correct, and you can define the length. Okay, so you can define any length by using this length long. Okay, let's try this toast make test. Then the layout. When we consider about layout, this is also very important. Layout is used for sizing and positioning the components available in our Android application. So in this case, we can this layout facility allows user or a programmer to specify where each components appear and the component size. As an example, this layout allows programmer to specify the position and the size of the component. So positioning can be anywhere. When consider about absolute positioning, in this case, they consider the exact pixel coordinate of every component is needed to specify. As an example, let's take one interface as interface 1. In this case, we are going to insert or add a button to this interface. So in absolute positioning, you need to define the absolute position of this of this button. So you can see this positioning can be defined by using coordinates, xy coordinates. So in this example, this button is at x equal 20, then the y equal 35. This is the starting point. In this place, x is equal to 20 and the y is equal to 35, and you need to make it 70 into 31 pixel in size. So this is the starting position, and you need to have the size with 70 into 31. That means you can define 70 from this side and 31 from this side. That means 70 plus 20. The end coordinate is equal to 90. Then in this case, this coordinate is equal to x equal to 21. Then this is 35. No, then 66. In this case, 90. 66 is case 7, not 90, no, 70. No, 90, then the 35. Likewise, you can fix your size according to your preference, but you need to specify the starting point and the size of your component. Okay, so in this layout, there is a manager as layout manager. So this layout manager decide where to position each component based on the general rules and the criteria. So this layout manager is responsible for designing. That means this layout manager is responsible for decided where the positions of each component based on the general rules and the criteria available in the Android environment. And this is very flexible and general, and this layout manager can work better with different kind of, that means variety of devices. So this is about layout. So in this layout, we basically discuss about size and position. So in this case, we can define the position and the size of each components, and there is a layout manager. This layout manager is responsible for decided where the position of each components are available based on their general rules and the criteria. And also this layout manager has ability to work better with variety of devices. Okay, so this is about layout. Then there is another one as a view group. We can take view group as a layout. So when we consider about view group class, this is a super class which represents the container of the views. You know, there are many attributes can be available under this view. So the view group is combination of these things. So this is the super class which represent the container of the view. Okay, so in this case, we are going to discuss about layout. That means view group as a layout. So the view group in the layout. So in this case, layout are described in XML and mirrored in Java code. You know, so you can see this layout can be defined in this XML, and you can see it is mirrored in Java code. Okay, so the Android provides the several pre-existing layout manager, as well as this Android provides ability to define user customized layout. There are so many layouts, predefined layouts available with this one. You can see layout. So these are the predefined layout, as well as this Android provide us a facility to develop the customized layout. Okay, layout can be a single layout or a nested layout. That means we can have a layout with the nested features, combination features. That's up to you. You can create a single layout or a nested layout according to your preference. Okay, then about when we consider about Java code and the XML, we can add an activity as a view group, as well as layout class. Layout classes are also considered as the view group, and also view, that means widgets also can be added as a view group. So view group is when consider about activity, it is also a view group, and layout, this is also a view group, and also a widgets, these are also weave group. Okay, so then about XML. Facts about XML. So what is the XML stand for what? XML stand for what? මොකද මේ XML කියන්නේ? ඒ කියන්නේ මේක short form එක කියන්නේ මොකද මේකේ long term එක? I think you have, yeah, extensible markup language. This is a simple text-based format for representing different kind of structured information. I think you have some experience with XML. XML stands for extensible markup language. This is a simple text-based language for representing the structured information. Okay, then let's discuss about facts about this XML. You can see XML is a language for describing hierarchical text data, definitely. So this is a language which describes the hierarchical text data, and you can use different kind of tags to define the elements and the attributes. You can define a single tag, or you can define nested tag according to your preference. So when consider about tags, there are two types of tags, as an open tag, then the closed tag. This is a one kind of tag, and another tag as self-closed tag. When you are defining HTML or anything, any other web programming, that means web scripting, you can see there are two types of tags, open and closed tags, and the self-closed tag. Okay, so in this case also element can be defined in two ways, as a open and closed tags or a self-closing tag. So in this case you can see this is the open tag, then this is the closed tag, and this is the self-closing tag. You can see it's closed within one tag. Okay, so this is the example. This is about main XML tag. So in XML, they use tags to define the elements and the attributes. This can be a open close tag or self-closed tag. So in this example, you can see person tag, name John, age 30. Then there is this is a open tag. This is the closed tag for this person. Then there is another tag as name 23, Red Street, Colombo address. So you can see this is a nested tag. Not only a one, there are so many tags within a single tag. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපිට tag එකක් single, ඒ කියන්නේ single විදිහට define කරන්නත් පුළුවන්, එහෙම නැත්නම් nested විදිහට define කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. අපි define කරනකො මෙහෙම let's take a person name as Kamal, then age as 30, then address as Colombo. Then you can close this person tag. So this is a single tag. So if you need to include these attributes within nested tag, you can define like this: person name and age in one tag, address in another tag. So you can see within, this is the starting tag of person, this is the closing tag of person. Within this tag there is another tag. So this kind of tags are known as nested tags. So there are two tags, mainly two types of tags, open and closed tag and the self-closed tag. Apart from this, tags can be nested or single. So I think you have some idea about this XML things. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? I need to update this for update this Android Studio for this 12. Yeah, for this error. I will update it in next day. Do you have any question? Only 21 students. Do you have any question? How many students in your batch? I think more than 60, no?
Yes, madam. More than 60.
68 or some, I think.
65, I think.
If the Android Studio asks for the site update, you need to update it. So there are so yeah, fail to this one. Let's update it. Mm, okay. Then let's discuss about changing layout. You can see there are so many layout, no? Linear layout, frame layout, table layout, and there are grid guideline. So yeah, space, table, row. There are so many type of layout, constraint layout, likewise. So let's discuss about some layouts available in this Android Studio. Okay. So you can change this layout by using this design view as well as using this text view. So when consider about this one, this is a constraint layout. Okay, so I defined all these components within this constraint layout. You can define any layout according to your preference. This is the default one. So according to this example, I think yeah, according to this example, you can see this is a linear layout. This is the XML version, this is the encoding, and when consider about this layout, this is a linear layout. So you can change your layout from text view or from design in view. That's up to you. So you can see this is the open, yeah, this is the open tag and this is the closing tag. This is the open tag. So open tag, and this is the closing tag. So within this open and closing tag, you can define your widgets component. Okay, you can define your components. So you can see when you are defining this layout, you can define all the common characteristics for this layout within this first tag, open tag. You can see in the linear layout, there are some other, these auto generated things. Don't worry about this. In this, you can see this is the layout width. This is the layout height. If you need to add a background, you can define Android background for within this layout tag. Or if you need to insert a background color, you can insert Android background color in this tag. Okay, likewise we can define all the common features for all the common features for this application, or all the common features for this interface within this layout. Okay, Then, okay, first you can and close the text to new layout type as a linear layout. Then you can add some widgets components or widgets to the layout using the design view. That's up to you. So basically there are three types of layout: as a linear layout, then the relative layout, and the table layout. So in this linear layout, we can weave, that means a weave group that aligns all the children in a single direction. That means all the things in all the components in a single direction. It can be a vertically or sorry, it can be a horizontally or vertical. Then the next one is relative layout. In this case, a weave group that display the child weaves in a relative position. In the table layout, the weave that groups weaves into the rows and columns. Let's discuss these three in detail. The first, the linear layout. You can see all the components in horizontal or a vertical direction. So we can arrange the layout widgets or widget components in a single line like this. And when consider about orientation can be vertical or horizontal. So in this case, items do not wrap if they reach the end of the screen. So just remember, in linear layout, we can arrange the layout widgets in a single line. It can be a horizontal or it can be a vertical. Then under this linear layout, let's discuss about gravity. Gravity also attributes or attributes available in this layout. So this provide the alignment direction. So you can define the alignment direction. That means align direction by using this gravity. So this direction can be top. I think you have some idea about align. So we can define this alignment direction as a top, bottom, left, right, center. As an example, let's take this one. Let's take this button. Yeah. Let's take this button. So not a button component. Let's take this layout. This is a linear layout. So if you need to set it into this direction, we can define it as a right. So if you need it in a center, you can take it as a center. If you need it in right direction, you can take it as right. Likewise, we can define the alignment of our widgets based on the top, bottom, left, right, and the center. You can combine with multiple options by using this symbol. Okay, so the set gravity on the layout to adjust all the widgets and the layout gravity for the individual widgets. So you can see this is an example. In this case, you can see linear layout. So the type of this layout is linear layout. So you can see Android orientation. We didn't discuss about orientation. No? Orientation is vertical. That means this one, whether it's a horizontal orientation or a vertical orientation. We can define it's like this: Android orientation. In this case, it's a vertical. This is horizontal, no? Horizontal orientation. In this case, Android. Then orientation as vertical. Like this, you can define the orientation. So you can see this layout orientation is vertical, then the gravity is center right. Centered into right direction. Okay, like this, you can define the gravity of the layout. Then weight. When we consider about weight, this is about elements available in this widgets or components available in widgets. So by using this weight property, we can define the relative element size. but this size can be defined in integer. Okay, so weight can be, that means weight is a relative element size. This weight is defined by using the integer. As an example, let's take, we are going to create a widget with the weight k. So this can be, we can calculate this weight by divided k by total fraction of total size. So size of the k divided by this total size. By using this formula, we can take the weights of this k. Weight k. Okay, so you can say when consider about these three components, there are three components as b1, b2, and the b3. You can see these two are same in size. So we can define this as Android layout, then the weight as one value, 1 or 2 or any integer value. Let's take this as 1. So this is also layout, sorry, Android colon, then layout weight as 1. So when we consider about this one, this is just like 3 times than this component. This b2 is 3 times than the b1 and b3. So we can define this size as Android this is colon, then layout weight as 3. Okay, like this, we can define the weight of a component by using integer value. This is also very important when you are writing query. Sorry, when you are developing an Android applications. Any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, no questions. Then let's discuss about widgets. It's an example. I will take this weight k. To get this weight k, this is an example like this. As example, let's take this one. This is example weight k. To get this weight k, weight k means to get this weight k, we can divide this k by total fraction of the total fraction of total size. Total size means total size of this layout. Then we can take the size of this layout, like as example, let's take this one. Wait, I'm going to erase this first. So okay, that means let's take this one as a k, then total size as L. We can take this B1 size as k divided by F. This is the weight of B1. Okay, then weight, sorry, not weight, which widget box module. So when we consider about widget component, this is this widget component is consists with box model. This box model is consist with 4 components: content, padding, border, and the margin. Content, then the padding, border, and the margin. In this content, it's define the size of the widgets. So this is the size of the widgets. There are 4 components. The small one is content, then the padding, then the border, and the margin. So this content, this one defines the size of the widget. Okay, so then the next one is padding. So this is a artificial increase to the widget size out of the contents, just a small padding like this. This is the artificial increase to the widget size. Okay. Then the next one is border. I think you have some idea about borders. So the outline padding a line around the widget, edge of the widget. So when we consider about a button, just like this is a button. So this is the content of the button. Let's take submit. This is the content. Then there is a small artificial length or artificial increase to this button. So this is a content, and this is the padding. Then the margin then the border of this button. So outside the padding, a line around the edges of this widgets. After that, you can see the margin. This is an invisible separation from the neighboring widgets. So this is an invisible separation from the neighboring widgets. So you can see this. Let's take this one. Okay. Let's take this one. In this case, this submit is available. This word or the submit text is available in the content. Then there is a padding and the margin. Sorry, not margin. Border. This is the border. Then there is a virtual space or a virtual separation to separate this one from next components or a neighboring widgets. Okay, it's very difficult to like this. You can see there is when I am dragging this into this place, you can see there are some space between these two components. This is known as this invisible separation from the neighboring widgets. That means margin. Okay, so this is a margin of this. This is the margin of this. This is, you can see when clicking this one, this is the margin of this submit button. Like guys, we can define the widgets box model. Then the next one is size in an individual widgets. So we discuss about width and the height of the widget. You can see we can define this with layout. You can see we can define this layout height and the width. These heights and width are available, are categorized under the sizing. You can see there are two types of heights and heights and width. The first one is prep content, then the next one is match parent. So in this prep content, exactly large enough to fit the widget's content, but when we consider about match parent as a wide or tall as the 100% of the screen or layout. So in this match parent, this is tall or wide. That means tall or wide as 100% of this screen. In this case, it's extremely large enough to fit the widget content. So these are the two types of heights and width available in widgets. Okay, and also you can define the specific fixed width or a specific fixed height such as 64 dp. You can specify fixed with specific value are usually not recommended. No, usually we are not recommended this specific value, but we have an ability to define the specific fixed length, fixed height, and the width. So there are three types: prep content, match parent, and the specific one. Prep parent, in this prep parent, it's extractly large enough to fit the widget content. In match parents, it's take all the screen. That means 100% it's take all the screen. That means as all, yeah, 100% from the wide and the tall. Then when we consider about a specific one, you can define any specific value, but we are usually not recommend this specific value. So you can see if you need to add layout width like this, layout width is equal to 60 dp. dp stand for device pixel. Then there is another unit as DIP. This is a device independent pixel, and there is another one SP, scaling pixel. Likewise, we can define our own height and the width according to our requirements. Okay, so but this specific definition is not recommended. You can use this wrap content or match parent according to your requirement. So you can define Android layout with wrap content, height, also wrap content. Now we already discussed about many Android properties. That means properties available in this layout as well as widgets. We discussed about layout width, layout height, background image, and the background color, and background text style, and the text size. Likewise, we discuss about many different properties available in this Android. Then there is all these are available under linear layout. Then let's move into the grid layout after Android 4. That means this grid layout introduced with Android 4. Before that, we use table layout. That means Android 4 introduced this grid layout, replacing the old table layout. Okay, in this case you can see this widgets is consist with rows and the columns. So orientation attributes defined as row or column major order. So you can see these are the cells. We can define rows and the columns. So this is known as a grid. Before Android 2, that means Android 3 and before version, this layout is known as table layout. Okay, so we can define, or we can, yeah, each widget can be placed into next variable row column unless given a layout row or layout column attribute. Okay, let's discuss these things when we are doing practical. Then the nested layout. Nested layout means one layout within another layout. That means nested layout adds a layout inside other layouts. You can see there are different types of layouts available in this application. So this is very useful when you are defining a complicated appearance for your applications. You can see in this code there are two layouts as inner layout, three layouts as outer layout. Then the inner layout, there are two inner layouts. Layout 1, let's take this as layout 1, and this is as a layout 2. This is the outer layout. This is layout 1, this is layout 2. There are three layouts inside this code. Outer layout, inner layout, and inner layout. These kind of layouts are known as nested layouts. So this is an example exercise, nested layout exercise. You can find how many layouts in this case, and you can write a XML code to create this UI. And yeah, you can write a XML code necessary to create in this application. So this is your homework. Do you have any questions? I'm going to stop from this point. Do you have any questions? You can try this at home. Do you have any questions? Now it's only 18 students. Do you have any questions? I will give you 2 minutes. You can raise your questions. Okay. If you don't have any question, let's stop for today. If you have any question, feel free to ask them in next session. I know only 18 students in this session. You can others can refer the video recording, and please try to do these things by yourself. This is a practical session. So, and this Android application is very important for your research also. When you are doing your research, you can develop some mobile application for as a prototype implementation. So this is very important lesson. So okay, let's wind up for today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
madam.
Thank you, madam.